don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
You're muted.
That was my best intro ever!
Of course it was. You muted through the entire thing.
Oh my God. I called my grandparents and I muted it, and I was like, tell myself to unmute it. But she talked to me just a little too long, and I didn't. And I ruined the best intro. It's your fault. They're watching, so.
Oh, well.
Well, you know what's going to happen.
You don't
Stay
get
up
to
here real
blame
quick.
Grandma and Grandpa for this.
Oh, no.
Grandma and Grandpa are perfect.
No, you stay right here, because you're going to get some. See, listen, if she wouldn't have made me miss my intro, I would have been a good grandson. But now, because she made me miss it, hold on, I got to see if she's texting me. Because she made me miss my mark. No, she just texted me, sorry. God, obviously, I'm kidding.
You've made her feel terrible.
I know, now she feels bad. God, and of all people, she needs to know my humor more than anybody. She knows it. She knows I'm kidding. But she also knows that I'm mischievous. So
yes,
I have to say, something happened last night. So my grandparents, yesterday, the last couple of days have been a crazy day because we've been dealing with this weed eater at my grandfather's. Something has happened. My grandpa has bought a series of weed eaters and different things over the last couple of years, chainsaws, weed eaters. And the problem is they just don't make shit like they used to. Number one, you know, a weed eater today is not anything like a weed eater from the 80s, the 70s. You could just look at the thing and it would start. You know, you could pull it with two fingers and it would start. These weed eaters today, man, they're just ridiculous. So we've been battling this weed eater for a long time, a lot longer than we should have been. So everybody's like at their wits' end, and my grandpa's going crazy, and he's bothering the piss out of my grandma, and my grandma's bothering my grandpa, and everybody's going insane. They're killing me. Everybody's going nuts. Well, so because they kind of had a rough day yesterday, my grandma's leg was hurting a little bit. She decided to go to bed early, and my grandpa stayed up and watched some. I don't know how much he watched or whatever, but I didn't get the message that he stayed up and watched part of last night's show. I had heard that they were both going to bed. So last night, somebody said something in the comments, and because of what they said, I looked into it. But because my grandparents weren't on, I didn't do anything about it. So then after the show last night, Kate and I were talking, as we do, doing the post-game review, and we looked at what one of these people commented. I think it was Stumblefoot had commented, and I looked and I was like, holy crap. Well, I think it's amazing. Now, my grandmother's kind of strange. She's very private, you know, as people are. She's not strange. A lot of people from her time in life.
You make up for that.
Oh yeah, plenty. Yeah. Right. I'm an open book, but I secretly believe she's honestly not as private as she lets on. Like, she likes it, but she has to play. She's the nice, respectful person. Okay. Well, anyways, being a person in the media,
she's a lady, and ladies.
Yeah, she's a lady.
Go looking for attention.
Yeah, she's a lady, not looking for attention. Absolutely.
Right. Well, you're getting attention tonight, sweetie.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah, she's getting the attention tonight.
Oh, yes.
Keep in mind, she must have been completely drugged out of her gourd when we were showing pictures of her in like around the house after she got out of the surgery, and she just apparently doesn't remember that. We'll have to go back and watch those episodes. I think there's been episodes where she's waving, doing all sorts of things. So we'll have to go back and show her those episodes. But one of the things that my grandparents...
Okay, your audio's being wonky. Is it just me, guys, or is this audio being wonky?
What's wrong with the audio?
Okay, never mind. Now it's fine.
Okay.
It's because I'm here. It does this every time.
Yeah, right. It's you.
I'm here for too long.
Yeah, right. So, my grandparents have... Oh, no. GW said it's weird. Is it still weird?
Well,
is it?
It's...
Yeah.
Now you're sounding okay. It was...
But see, it really it sounded like a tin can, or are we okay now? Hold on.
Fine now.
Okay. Check. Let me know if we have something bad. All right, we're good here. So, okay. Well, so, folks, we're going to talk about this Ridenour-Noise that we have to cut through, but I've got to get through this. This is very important. So, my grandparents don't have many hobbies, family and stuff like that, but one of their hobbies is car shows. They love to go to car shows, and they have done very well at the car shows. They have a 1957 Pontiac Chieftain, and they have a 1957 Ford F-250 truck. And the both of them are like in mint condition. They're wonderful vehicles, and they've both won a lot of different trophies, and they have a really good time doing this. They go to several car shows a week during the spring, summer, and fall. And then they're bored out of their gourd during the winter. So they went down to the Moreland Free Fair this last weekend. My grandma calls me the other day, and she was like, hey, we'll have to see if we can get the Moreland paper. And I was like, I don't think there's a paper in Moreland. But I didn't say that to Grandma. I was just like, okay. I thought maybe it was like somebody made a newsletter out of their house that they sent around to their friends or whatever. And she's like, yeah, they talked to us, and, we're going to have like a little blurb in the Moreland paper. Well, last night, one of our viewers gets on and says, hey, I saw your grandparents on the front page of the Courier Times. And I was like, what? The Courier Times? They're on the front page 'Page 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 ' we went and looked at this last night, and I found it. And lo and behold, they were right there on the front page. Now, stand by 1 second, and I'm going to share something here with you so we can see it. Now, this absolutely...
I just want to explain. These people are really serious about their car shows.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, serious about car shows.
Yeah.
They
I showed...
a lot, and they win a lot.
Yeah. I showed Kate.
And this is just a couple of the photos.
Yeah. Look here.
The trophies.
Yeah.
They win a lot. So they take really good care of these vehicles, and they hit a lot of shows every year. So
Look at all these trophies.
This is serious business. This isn't a hobby. This is like serious, important business.
This is This is their trophy breezeway where they keep all the trophies. Well, so this is right here out it's take 40 years to write myself out of the See, look, put that up there. GW, see grandma? GW says, love the gnome trophy. Love the gnome trophy. So I like all the weird homemade wonky trophies they get. And that one, it's got like lights on it and these gnomes. And she's like, it kind of weirds me out. Like, I don't know what those little guys are. And I'm like, it's a gnome. It's great. And see, GW said they like the gnome trophy. So, okay. 40 years.
I promise there is no point to the story.
There is no point.
How cool grandma and grandpa are.
Yeah, right. Yeah, wait till you hear this story. This is insane.
Grandma's a badass.
Yeah. Right. All right. So here is the picture. It says drag racing down memory lane. All right. Now, what you didn't see last night, Kate, and what I didn't know until this morning was if you click this arrow, we get even a second picture.
Oh.
There's a second picture. So here's a picture of Grandma and Grandpa and the Pontiac. And here's a picture of what spurred on the Pontiac. Here's a picture on my grandma's phone of their original 1957 Pontiac. And that is my grandpa pulling off his best Lee Harvey Oswald. And my grandma's taking the picture, obviously, with my grandfather and my uncle, who's unfortunately passed away. John is their oldest, is their first child. He was the favorite. And he is sitting there perched back on the back of the trunk. And that's my grandpa, Joe Cool. Yeah, absolutely. And so here's the story that goes along with this. It's not just the pictures. I thought it was like just the two pictures and that was it. Listen to this story. This is crazy. And this is a true, honest to God story. Okay. Herb and Pauline Bilbrey stand beside their 1957 Pontiac Chieftain, which they entered Saturday at the Moreland Free Fair car show. As a teenager, Pauline Bilbrey, now 84, sped down Muncie Dragway in a black and white 1957 Pontiac Chieftain. To her knowledge, she was the only female drag racer, but that didn't faze her a bit. I was just enjoying myself, she said. I loved it. It was like a high on cars. I'm high on cars. When asked her fastest speed, Pauline's response came easy. She never looked. Pauline drove her 57 Chieftain daily until she was hit head on by an intoxicated driver. An intoxicated off-duty Muncie fireman, by the way. So that's interesting. But that particular vehicle always held a special place in her memories. In fact, she has a photo of that car that she shows her husband, Herb, standing at the rear of the vehicle while the couple's young son sits on the trunk. Pauline and Herb, who have been married for almost 68 years, attended the Moreland Free Fair car show Saturday morning. They entered a red and white 1957 Pontiac Chieftain they purchased about 30 years ago. The nostalgic vehicle featured an airbrushed front license plate with a red heart that read "Yesterday." The Bilbrey's Pontiac Chieftain was just one of 193 vehicles parked nearly bumper to bumper during the fair's 33rd annual car show, which took place in the town park. Car show organizers are Todd and Kim Cowan. So yeah, that's the story there. And if you will, Kate, just real briefly, I want to give me 1 second here. I want to send you, just so people can see the blue truck. I want to send you a picture because they just had the blue truck published in a truck magazine. They published it online here just a while back, and I want to show that.
The truck is your favorite vehicle that they
The
have.
truck is my favorite vehicle. It's got more sentimental value to me. They got it many years ago. I remember, like, my grandpa used to drive it around. It used to be just like an old truck that was like just like he would drive it to work and stuff. It was a truck that he drove around. And so it's been around it's been around me a lot longer, and so it's got sentimental value to me. But so yeah, that's that. And so that is their story. My grandmother used to drag race.
Your grandma drag racing.
Oh yeah, used to hit Madison, and would drag on Madison. It was a big deal.
I knew she was a badass. I just didn't realize quite how badass.
Yeah, right. So yeah, here's the truck. It's like a sky blue, powder blue truck, 1957 Ford F-250. So it's awesome. It's my favorite personally, but yeah. So that's that story, and kind of neat. Yeah, thank you for being up here. So at least we can both be in trouble.
Thanks.
And
Thanks
it's not just me.
Thankfully, they didn't know where I live.
Right. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Cindy. And yeah, it's really cool. Very proud of my grandparents' vehicles. The Pontiac is kind of a cool thing. They bought it. It needed a lot of work when they first bought it. And everybody, my uncle worked on it. My dad kind of helped out do things on it. So everybody in the families kind of had their hands on it. And my aunt's done things and ordered things for it, and I've helped order things and get stuff for it. So it's definitely a family story. So yeah, very, very cool. Definitely proud of the cars and what they do. So yeah, really cool. All right. Well, onward with the show. Thank you guys for being here. If you would, please do us a favor. Hit the like, share, subscribe, do all of those things wherever you're watching. Please share the show with everyone you know. Spread the word. We are very thankful for everything you guys do and help get the message out. We appreciate you guys watching from wherever you watch, whether you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, TikTok, or wherever you watch from. We appreciate it. Obviously, YouTube is our preferred platform of choice currently, but that's that. You're fine wherever you are. If you can hit that like button, if you're on YouTube, we'd appreciate it. If you have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. Click that bell, set up the notifications, and that way you'll know when we go live and when we drop content. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, a couple things. So number one, I want to get this out of the way right up here front of the show and make sure that we remind everybody. Tomorrow is Thursday. I cannot believe it's Thursday already. Tomorrow is Thursday, which means at 7 p.m., so a whole 2 hours earlier than normal, we will be going live with the Donald Rainwater Town Hall. Now, this is not going to be a political spotlight production. It is basically an in-kind campaign donation. This is a campaign event. This is a Rainwater Town Hall. So I'm going to tonight work on the backgrounds and changing everything over for the Rainwater Takeover. But we are going to be helping produce and moderate, host the town hall. For those of you that are interested in submitting questions, they have been inundated. They've been getting more and more questions. The Rainwater team was like, we kind of were upset that I don't think we got enough questions. And then apparently they weren't looking in the right area, because after I sent Kate the questions that we were going to go today, like his team started sending me questions like all day long. And I was like, just keep sending them. We'll use them over the next couple of weeks. So very important. I want to say this. If you ask a question and you don't hear it read tomorrow, don't freak out. Don't panic. We are going to be having 3 of these events. For anybody that specifically said, I want my question answered, we're going to try to, appease those people. But for anybody that didn't say that, we're going to do the best we can. We're going to try to get through as much as possible. The problem with this is I was talking to Rainwater today, and I could say, hello, Don. And then he could just start talking. And he could talk the next hour just on me saying hello. So we want to get out as much information as possible. We want to let you guys hear him on as much content as possible. So we're kind of, walking a thin line between, keeping a timer on him and cutting him off, not letting him go as long as he wants, but trying to shut, keep him rolling. So it's going to be an interesting balance. We'll see how we do. We want to get as much information as we can. The event is slated for an hour. I have said the whole time that I'm fine going past the 8 o'clock hour if he is, but it's up to him. It's his show. It's his ball game. We're just assisting. So we'll see how that goes, but that will start at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're interested in watching live, it'll be right here on the Political Spotlight, and the links are already up. Make sure that you're in the link for Thursday, August 15th. It's the bit.ly link there, the Rainwater Town Hall 08-15-24. So make sure that that's the one that you're using, and everything else will be good to go. I was at my grandparents' house today, and they got a phone call, and I answered it. And the lady's like, hey, would you like to take a survey? And I was like, sure, I could take a survey. Now, I thought maybe they would ask like 5 or 6 or 7 questions. Man, I was on the phone with these people. For like 25 or 30 minutes. Like, these people asked me like 140 questions. I could not believe it. But Interestingly enough, in the questions that they were asking, they asked, out of the 100 so questions they asked me, they asked probably 8 to 9 questions about rainwater. So I think that that's interesting. I talked to Don, and it's not Don doing the polling. So someone else is doing some polling, and the only reason that would be happening is if someone is concerned. And let me tell you, it's not Jennifer McCormick. Jennifer McCormick might be doing great campaigning, but she's not putting money out on polling. So I have to believe that this is a Braun Beckwith poll, and it's interesting. So I think that's interesting what that has to tell. I was listening to some of the other questions that they ask, and they brought up, they asked, one of the questions was, what do you think about Rob Kendall? I was like, what? He's not running. So yeah, I definitely think that the Braun team is checking to see how close rainwater is, or what if anything they have to worry about. So interesting thought. The other thing is, Rainwater said to me today that he was at WIBC earlier this morning recording radio spots. So he apparently is continuing to do well with donations. I am not saying that, so any of you slow down by any stretch of the imagination. Please continue to donate. I hate saying this. It makes me feel gross because I hate the money aspect of it. But we know that these campaigns are money driven. And to me, they're not. To me, it's fact driven. It's the policies, and it's what people believe. But in order for Rainwater to continue doing the things that he needs to do to appear on the radio, appear on TV, and to do polling later on, if he chooses to do polling or whatever, we need to continue donating whatever we can, and it all helps. $1, $2, $5, $10, $100, whatever you can do. So consider that. The other thing, all right, Sheriff. Yeah, did you watch last night? We talked about that. I'm getting people contacting me left and right about his post. Sheriff John Sproles of Henry County Sheriff's Office is just mad that his son got kicked out of the academy. He throws a fit every time he doesn't get his way. Pay no attention to him. No one in our county does. He bought his badge. Happy retirement, crayon eater. Let's look here. Okay, Joan Karen Weber Anderson. It looks like John M. Sproles for John M. Sproles for John M. Sproles for John M. Sproles. That's it. John M. Sproles for John M. Sproles. That's what the page needs to be, because he's not for citizens, and he's sure as hell not for Henry County. John Sproles is for John Sproles. Wisely deleted a disparaging post he had put up concerning Lieutenant Aspenson. Most citizens of Henry County, Indiana certainly join me in the embarrassment by Sproles, his words and his actions. Folks, yeah, let me tell you, what he said in that post was, in my opinion, definitely slanderous, libelous, defamation. What he doesn't understand is Lieutenant Aspenson is not like the sheriff. Just because he's an instructor at ILEA, he doesn't, have to take the shots and the barbs that an elected official has to take. The sheriff needs to be really careful because, I said to him on the show last night that he needs to put up or shut up. He was making some serious claims, and he either needed to come out with the names and the receipts, or he needed to erase it and walk on back to the JV bench. And, well, we see what he's done. So Sproles is a loser. He'll always be a loser. He is an FNG. Sproles is that FNG that's just a second from washing out at every moment of his life. He should have washed out at ILEA. He should have washed out in FTO. He should have washed out during the primary. He should have washed out in November. But it is what it is, and we've got to deal with it. So, yeah, I'm happy to see that he walked back to the bench with his tail between his legs. Okay. So on to the show tonight, cutting through the Ridenour-Noise. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Anytime our good mayor, the good mayor of Muncie, talks, anytime he releases a comment or anything like that, I'm going to refer to that as the Ridenour-Noise, because it's not truthful, factual information. It's noise. It's all absolutely 100% noise. Noise. That's all it is. And, you know, I know that I'm pushing him. I'm getting ready to ask him some serious questions. He's going to be in a position where he's going to have to make a decision here. We're going to have to see what happens. You know, I don't know, but I would sure hope to believe that he's not going to get the questions and then just be quiet. I would hope that he will have to make a statement. I have also put in a records request for documents pertaining to this security breach. I've heard a little bit more information. Well over 650 employees received letter from the city of Muncie. The letter that we went over last night. Kate, when you get a second, I want one of those things that you're eating so bad. I saw you eating that last night, and I want one of those so bad. I'm going to have to go and buy one.
Yeah, they're at Walmart.
Yeah, I know. Drumstick. I haven't had them forever.
I know.
I watched you eat it last night.
I shouldn't even be eating one, to be fair.
Shit.
But
I watched you eat it last night, and I was like, damn, I want one of those.
Kids. I buy them for the kids, and then I end up eating them all.
Yeah, right.
The kids never get any, so I shouldn't be, but I'm going to anyway.
I dimed you out. When you get a second, can you put those 3 pictures in? Sorry, I meant to say it to you. Please and thank you. So, yeah, 600 and some employees. And the Ridenour administration continues to beat themselves up trying to find out who the mole is. Who's the one mole? The one person. Bilbrey's so horrible. Nobody likes and listens to him. No one can believe any of this. This is all nonsense. Dan is wonderful. Who is the one bad person? I'm like, Dan, come on, man. 4.5 years of this. We're coming up on 5 years, bro. It's safe to say 10 people in every department talk to me. Just tell yourself that and cause yourself to not have so much stress. You don't have to look for the one person that's talking to me. There's not just one person talking to me, bro. you know? And then everyone's losing their mind because I know like the truth. I know the truth of the matter. Okay. So in Dan's letter, and we actually have a full letter here. So last night we brought you some breaking news. In the 24 hours since we were on last, I've now had several people. I wish I could show you how many of these I received today. They sent like 668, 690, something, 730, some of these. Well, you have to keep in mind, you got to keep this in mind. So, for example, the people who were breached would have been anyone that the city of Muncie had a W-2 on in 2023. So while the city of Muncie might employ 465 some employees, you aren't counting in, and this is very big and very important, that number does not include anybody from the Muncie Sanitary District, because the Muncie Sanitary District and the City of Muncie are two different entities. So I don't know how many people work for the Sanitary District, but let's say it's another 100, 120 people probably. So that then takes that number up to, what did you say the number was, GW? As of 2022, Muncie only employed 465. So let's say another 120 people work for MSD. All right. So that takes us to 575. Then there are 12 elected officials. All 12 elected officials in the city of Muncie have W-2s. So they all count. All 12 of them. You've got 9 council members. You've got the judge, city court judge, the city clerk, and the mayor. You then have the city attorneys. I would say the city attorneys. The city attorneys would be part of it. Just 12. Yeah, can you believe that? Timing issues? There are just 12. Okay, so they employ 140. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer. And then you've got to keep in mind the contract vendor employees like Brian Stevens Hotop, like Adam Leach. Well, he's a contract employee now. He wasn't then. But even though they're contract / vendor employees, they would be the ones that definitely are getting W-2s from the city. So there are several like that. So, yes, I can. And I want to tell you all, and I've got to say this out there. I know that there is like a small list of like, I want to say 6 of you that have for the last like 2 weeks been asking me like nightly or daily these very random questions. Like there's someone that's been emailing me and asking me a question repeatedly. And there's been these people, like I know that GW is wanting me to send those questions for the housing thing. For the last 2 weeks, I have been in insane mode with getting ready for the rainwater stuff and everything that's been going on. Once I get through tomorrow, I have a meeting with someone this Friday at like 1:30. Once I get through tomorrow evening's rainwater thing that I've really been stressing, honestly. I don't know why, because it's no different than this, really. It is because it's his deal, not mine. I'm okay with screwing up my shit. I just don't want to screw up his shit. So that's why I'm nervous. Once I get through with that, then I'll be able to rest. GW, you were the first person that I will respond to. I will send you the list of questions. While I'm talking about it right now, I will send you that picture, though. Someone just messaged me and said they bet that if Sproles would have known that my grandparents were in town, he would have stalked them. And that's a very good, it's a very good possibility. My grandparents are going to have to go in the witness protection now. I also, I was contacted today and told I'm getting ready to do a big show on Henry County, the Henry County budget, what's going on with Sproles, because he's been doing a whole bunch of craziness. Susan Hoon's been doing a bunch of craziness and chaos. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but we've just had so much going on. I've compartmentalized everything, and I've like been putting everything in boxes. And then by the time I get back around, I'm like, oh, I've got too many boxes open. So I am going to get you. We are going to get all of that. That's one thing. Oh, weird. That's one thing I'm going to do. So let me find, where is, dude? Hey, GW, text me. Oh, I see. I got it. No, I got it. Here we go. All right, I just sent you that letter. So, and for everybody else, as soon, you need 12 days a week to cover everything. Yes, that's true. And I need the 13th day to get a haircut. So I want to read this to you. This is the big thing I'm going to post after this video. And this is the breaking news, because the Star Press still hasn't talked about this. I know we talked about this last night, but then we also talked about the debate, that shit show that happened yesterday. Oh my God. Security breach. Muncie, Indiana, the Ridenour administration has been dealing with a security breach concerning the private data of its 500 employees, including the City of Muncie police and fire personnel, AFSCME employees, all 12 elected officials, and any contractors / vendors for whom the city would have W-2s on, and the employees for the Muncie Sanitary District. This security breach happened between May 6th and July 12th, 2024. Sources inside City Hall have stated that Mayor Dan Ridenour sent out a letter, as seen in the pictures, picture 1, to various employees, and that an email has been sent to a few others. In the letter dated August 8th, 2024, Mayor Ridenour stated the following, and I'm not going to read all of it. We did that last night, but it's important to hear this again. He stated, "We are writing to inform you of a data privacy incident." And man, I get so pissed every time I read just that first line. We are writing to inform you of a data privacy incident, because incident sounds better than security breach. That's just what they do. Downplay. All right. Of a data privacy incident experienced by the City of Muncie that involved your information described below. While we have no evidence of an attempted or actual misuse of your information as a result of this incident, we are providing you with information about the incident, our response, and steps that you can take to help protect your information should you feel it appropriate to do so. On July 12th, 2024, we discovered that certain W-2 documents had been inadvertently emailed to the unattended recipient due to a sophisticated social engineering scheme. That makes me mad too. As a result, your W-2 information may have been subject to unauthorized access. Upon discovery, we immediately worked with law enforcement and conducted a thorough investigation to determine the full scope and nature of the incident. Following the investigation, we undertook a comprehensive review to determine whose W-2 documents may have been impacted. The answer is everybody's. This review process was completed 3 days later. It took them 3 months on Dustin Clark, but it took them 3 days to do this. 600 some people, 3 days. We have no reason to believe that this information has been or will be misused. I'm sure they did this for all wonderful purposes. We are providing you with notification in an abundance of caution. The information believed to be at risk includes your first and last name in combination with your social security number. Cutting through the Ridenour-Noise. That letter said a lot. The letter says a lot. It really does. Okay. And just so everyone sees, this is what it looks like. We'll go over the other sections here in a minute because we do have a lot more tonight than we had last night. So we will go over all of this in a moment because last night we only had a portion of this page. You know, it was breaking news. It's a very fluid story. Okay. Cutting through the Ridenour-Noise. That letter said a lot and a whole lot of nothing simultaneously. This is a serious event, but to understand what's truly happening here, we must cut through the Ridenour-Noise. The letter starts with, "We are writing to inform you of a data privacy incident." This is not an incident, folks. This is a security breach. I don't know how else you have to say it. There's a big difference. Oops. I farted in line at the taco bar. You know, that's an incident. An event is, oh, I just shit myself. You know, and I feel like Ridenour doesn't understand the difference. You know? Like, dude. We are past incident here, bro. There's a big difference. This is a perfect example of one of the main issues that we here at Political Spotlight have with Dan and his administration. Their need to always attempt to downplay everything. It's gross. This needs to be called what it is. Say it with me. It is a security breach. The letter continues. While we have no evidence of attempted or actual misuse of your information as a result of this incident, what do you mean? Somebody that was not Dan Ridenour wrote an email, drew up a little email, sent the email to probably one of the most ignorant employees Dan has, and said, hey, send me everything you got. And she did. That act in and of itself is evidence of attempted misuse. The fact that this happened in the first place is all the evidence that I need to at least see an attempted misuse of employee data. I'm hearing that employees are going nuts. They're blowing their department heads up. They're calling, texting, emailing. They're sending messages. They're wanting to know, are people in trouble? Who's getting in trouble? What's going on? Is my stuff safe? Are we safe? Can you not keep us safe? What's happening here?
They ran this investigation in 3 days, correct?
Yep.
Okay. During that time, we don't even know when the incident actually even happened.
Yeah.
So how long did they have the information prior to them starting an investigation on it? First
Good question.
Second question, what proof do they have that they didn't try to use anyone's information? Did they run credit checks on all of the employees in 3 days and go through with every employee and go, did you apply for this credit? Did you apply for this? Did you put in this application?
Yeah.
How the hell do they know that somebody's information wasn't misused?
Listen, yeah,
And why did it take them 3 weeks to notify employees after they closed the investigation?
Had to wait for their shit to be improperly used.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with what Niles was saying there. Listen, the thing is, did the letter tell everyone to call the 3 credit reporting agencies to put a lock on their credit? No, and I've not got to the back part yet. We will look at that. I don't want to say it didn't because there is more to it. We'll look at it here in a second. But that shit's for
billing
selling could be months.
Charlize, it's the billing cycles, of course.
Yes,
really
right. Yeah. Charlize, I love it. This is crazy, man. It's nuts. Okay. Now, this is really crazy Ridenour. This is really crazy Ridenour stuff here that he's doing, that he's attempting to do. But the most egregious content we haven't even got to. The most egregious content follows in the next sentence. On July 12th, 2024, we discovered that certain W-2 documents had been inadvertently emailed to unintended recipients due to a sophisticated social engineering scheme. No. First, I feel like I need one of those old desk chairs that has the 4 legs, and I need a saw, and I need to cut the front 2 legs off by 6 inches so Ridenour tips forward, and I need to get my spotlight, and I need a California phone book because I want to beat him with the California phone book like in the old police interrogation rooms. It's like the scene in Pulp Fiction. You know? Call this an incident one more time. You know? Certain W-2 documents. It's not certain W-2 documents. There he is with the playing down again. It's all of the W-2 document. It's the whole thing. Listen, who cares what the white and gray pieces of paper look like? All that matters is it contains, listen, they write it right in black and white on the letter. It's like they try to hide it amongst all of the other noise. That's why you got to cut through it. Certain W-2 documents. Certain W-2 documents. Don't pay attention to the fact that we gave a scammer your full name and your full social security number. Don't care about that. It's not certain pieces and parts to this. PR Patty gave a scammer the social security number and the first and last name of every person that had a W-2 on file with the City of Muncie in 2023. Whether that's 650 or that's 690, whatever the number is, that's it. And again, this is a very serious security breach because a person's first and last name, along with their social security number, was given. And that's basically all that's needed for various types of fraud and theft, identity theft, and so on and so forth. You know, first and last name along with their social security number is basically all that is needed for various types of fraud, theft, identity theft, and so on to occur. Then this whole sophisticated social engineering scheme. That's just completely dishonest. That is legal talk. That's jargon. That is, you know, I was talking to a
Check your
another,
email.
Okay. Which email?
KH.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing. See, I can't ever make emails that fast.
You can go ahead and share that.
What?
This is the sophisticated social media engineering that went on, which I just did in 3 minutes flat.
Okay, yeah. Look, I'm okay. So Kate did this. I was gonna hire whoever did this, but you already work here. The whole ship is sinking. Star that comment by Charlize, because I want to come back to that. Let me share this thing. We just got an email. This is very important. I want everybody to see this. Okay. Now I'm going to blow this up so everyone can see what it says. This is what Peppermint, not Peppermint. This is what PR Patty was looking at. Dan Ridenour-Noise. Dear Kristopher, hey, it's me, Dan Ridenour-Noise, your illustrious mayor. I need the W-2s of all the city employees sent to me as soon as possible. I also need the soul of your firstborn and a lifetime supply of Milwaukee's best. Thank you for your quick response. Dan Ridenour-Noise, mayor of Muncie. Mayor of Muni. Muni. We've got another one. Oh my God. It's taken on a whole new life. Basham, what have you done? Mayor of Muni. Woo, I love it. That's amazing. Good Lord. I don't even see what's going on in these comments here. That's hilarious. Hell, does it even really matter? Everyone that works for Dan is in debt anyways because he doesn't know what a living wage is. Oh, man, he's gonna... I'm telling you. I love it. Amazing. We're going to teach him to not give us comments. We're going to drive him crazy. Well, what kills me is this sophisticated social engineering scheme. It's just completely dishonest of him to say that. You know, that the security breach resulted from a sophisticated social engineering scheme, just because that most certainly is not true. Now, what I found today was there is a mix of various things going on at City Hall. There are people running around knowing what happened. They're trying to contain it. They're mad that people know. They don't want people to know. Ridenour is mad that this is out. I heard that there were people that were steaming, that were in trouble, that were getting yelled at last night because I broke this last night. No one understood. I'm like, are you kidding me? Think about what you're saying here. You guys sent 600 and plus messages to your entire staff, of which all of the AFSCME people you're completely screwing over right now. Honestly, I became inundated with these pictures today from people. But to be honest, it's crazy that I don't have 500 of them. Honestly. This happened because of one reason only. This happened because Ridenour only hires or appoints the best. Remember? For example, the newly appointed Director of Human Resources, Patricia PR Patty Goddard. She started her position for the City of Muncie on Monday, May 6th, 2024. HR Director Goddard received an email that she assumed was from Mayor Ridenour. Wasn't. This email asked HR Director Goddard to send her all of the 2023 W-2s for all employees to Dan via a reply email. Now, take that in for a moment. As you know, I mean, you all know what's coming. You know what goes on here. We talked about this last night, but it's important to revisit this and understand it. To ensure that we're all on the same page, it is important to understand that first, there would be no bloody reason for Mayor Ridenour to ever need anyone's W-2 other than his own. Being mayor does not make him privy to that information. And honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that I don't believe HR Director Goddard should or would have had access to the W-2s either. If an employee had asked for their W-2, Goddard should have sent that request to City Controller Craig Wright. And he would then work out an arrangement, or someone in his office would work out an arrangement by which that employee could get their W-2. Now, I don't know if Craig's just dropping the ball too. I don't know if he's looking for another job because he's tired of getting yelled at and tired of shit storms after shit storm. I don't know what he's doing. But to think that Craig or Matt Wegley or someone in the office allowed PR Patty to have these W-2s, this information, that's a problem. To me, it's not just Patty in trouble. It's not just Patty in trouble. To me, Craig's got to be in trouble here. Going back to Charlize's point, since the investigation is now complete after a whirlwind 3 days, Has anyone been fired? I asked that question in my email tonight. Has PR Patty tendered her resignation? Has she been asked? Have they asked her for her resignation? If she hasn't resigned or if she's not being terminated, why? Why? They got your W-2, but we got a splash pad. It's just broke right now. It's timing issues. They'll get it fixed just in time for winter. Seems like they always get our splash pads working for right in time for winter. You know what, Charlize? Screw you. No, you're right. Absolutely. You're exactly right. That's what I've said since day one. You know what? Let me tell you something. I didn't know about Jeff Robinson in 2019. I'm friendly and supportive of Brandon Murphy. And in the District 2 race between Jeff and Brandon, I was supportive of Brandon Murphy. Jeff won. I didn't know about Jeff. I was very, very standoffish with him. And Jeff didn't really know about me, and Jeff was standoffish with me. And then sometime right in the midst of COVID, he sent me a Facebook Messenger. We weren't friends on Facebook, and he sent me a friend request, and then he sent me a Facebook Messenger, and he said, same thing he always says. He said the same thing ever since I've known him. Got time for a quick call? That's what he always says. Got time for a quick call? And I said, yeah, here's my number. Call me. And what he told me that night was, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. He was like, all due respect, I shouldn't be learning about things going on in the city of Muncie from your show. And he was like, he was like, don't change anything. Keep up the good work. That's good on you. I'm just saying, or he was just saying, Ridenour should be doing better. He should be communicating with them. This should be known to everybody. But that's just not how Ridenour works. He has not worked that way since day one. He's not going to change now. And so I agree. And so you're right. You're right, Charlize. You guys shouldn't be hearing about half the stuff you guys hear breaking news-wise from me. That's the problem with Dan. He's reactive. Reactive. Always with the reaction. Never being first. It's crazy. So, outside of everything that's going on and all of the many offshoot questions, it's important to state that when the HR director Goddard received that email from who she thought was Dan Ridenour, she never checked into it. From what I'm hearing, and I'm hearing from multiple sources, she never asked anybody any follow-up questions. She never asked if the request was okay, if it was valid, and or if there was something up with it. Never did any of that. Kind of brings me back to that old saying, trust but verify. That could have really been helpful here. but it did not happen. And because Goddard didn't look into this extremely odd request, I mean, frankly, it's an odd request. Because she didn't look into it, the city's dealing with a significant security breach. The human resource question. Since none of us here at the Political Spotlight are experts in human resources, in the field of human resources, I contacted some individuals who have spent years working in the profession. Based on their years of training and experience, these people are highly knowledgeable and skilled in this area. So we ask them the following question. And here's what I ask. Would you, if you were working, going throughout your day, and all of a sudden you got an email, okay, what would you do if you were working, going through your day, and all of a sudden you got an email, all of a sudden an email would pop up from the boss, or from the mayor, or from the big man or woman in charge, or any other person for that fact, asking you to send them all of the W-2s for all employees from your area, your city, your company, whatever the deal is. And hands down, without these individuals knowing what I was talking about, with them not even knowing any other context, they were all like, hell no, no way. In one form or another, they all said they would not send the W-2s. They would immediately pick up the phone and start making calls to verify, or would meet face-to-face with the person sending the request to find out what was going on. I even had one that said, I would immediately think that this was a phishing scam. I'm like, okay, that pretty much says it. So why did the City of Muncie's HR director, Patricia Goddard, not do any of that? Why? That's really strange. Why did she blindly send the W-2s to the scammer on the other end of the fake Ridenour email? More importantly, why has the City of Muncie not been transparent about this? It has yet to be covered in the Star Press or anywhere else. This is a really big deal with major implications. On Friday, August 9th, 2024, a source brought to our attention something that happened in July of 2024. The Muncie Sanitary District had posted that they were looking to hire a full-time job. And in the social media post, you'll see that in picture 2. And what was it? What is that job? Well, it's a full-time human resources director. And it is being sought and looked for by the Muncie Sanitary District. Because the Muncie Sanitary District, for the first time in a very long time, maybe ever, they are looking for an HR director. But what does this have to do with anything that we're talking about? It's important to note that the City of Muncie and the Muncie Sanitary District are separate entities. For example, the Sanitary District employees are not employees of the City of Muncie. They're just not. They are hired and paid for by the Sanitary District. They are not paid by tax dollars. They're not paid by citizens. They're paid by citizens in their rates, but they're not paid by tax dollars the same. Okay. That means that they need an HR director. Always. They've always needed an HR director. The city needs an HR director, and MSD needs an HR director. The city needs an insurance officer, and Muncie needs an insurance officer. MSD needs an insurance officer. They've always had duplicate roles. But because of an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, otherwise known as an MOU, because that's in place and outlines the various things for both the city and MSD, an MOU is an agreement between two entities where they work out a way to help each other's needs without the need for both the city and MSD to have duplicate positions that do the same job for both of them. So regarding HR services, the City of Muncie and the Muncie Sanitary District would both need a human resources employee, right? They would need someone to help the City of Muncie and MSD hire employees and handle all other HR-related items. The same goes for the city and MSD and their need for an insurance-related officer. Again, they would need both an employee to handle both of the insurance needs. However, because of the MOU, that's not needed. The city and MSD, well, they've determined that the City of Muncie will have the Human Resources Director, who falls under the purview of the mayor, the mayor's umbrella. It's an appointed position, so that makes sense. The HR Director will handle all HR work for the City of Muncie, but he or she will also handle the work for the sanitary district. Okay. Same thing with the insurance person. This way, one person is doing the job that it would take two people. In return, MSD pays a little bit of money to the City of Muncie for their HR director, but the City of Muncie takes most of the salary, and MSD pays for the majority of the insurance person, but the City of Muncie pays just a little bit for that. So it's like cross-pollination. It's really a good way to help each other out. It's been that way in the City of Muncie for a very long time. I think quite possibly since the beginning of the sanitary district in 1968. I could be wrong. However, in July of 2024, something changed that. For the first time in a very long time, at least a long time, maybe ever, the sanitary district started looking to hire its own full-time HR director. And then they wanted to pay this person a starting pay of $62,000 and anywhere up to $88,200. That's crazy. That means instead of the citizens of Muncie footing the bill for one HR director and one HR director, there will now be dinged through taxes and through MSD raise for a second HR director. Ridenour talks about feeling sorry for the regret and any worry or inconvenience caused. This is just gross, folks. Mayor Ridenour ended his letter to his employees with the following words: "We take the privacy and security of our information in our care seriously, and we sincerely regret any worry or inconvenience this incident may have caused you and or your family." Well, that's nice. If that's true, though, sir, you need to open up about this. Be honest about it. What happened? What is happening? And quit with all of the cloak and dagger under cover of darkness bullshit. This is a serious security breach concerning people who work for you, man. If you can't keep their information safe and secure, why should the citizens of Muncie have any confidence in you and or your team to do what needs to be done for us, for the city? What other implications might this have for the city and the citizens? What else is the Ridenour administration keeping under wraps? Why is it hard for Mayor Ridenour and his administration to be proactive rather than reactive? Why is communication still such a problem for Mayor Ridenour? Personally, why? Why does he refuse to be transparent? Has the mayor asked for the HR director Goddard's resignation? Has she offered her resignation? Will he be asking her to step down? Will she be stepping down? Will he be replacing Director Goddard? If not, why? Why? I don't have an answer to any of this. I don't have an answer to any of that right now. And they're going to jack me around on record requests and questions for comments. My only hope is tomorrow, I didn't do it today. Tomorrow, I'm going to send my first official correspondence to the communications director, and I'm going to ask her for an opinion. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I get. Sounds cheap compared to what this fiasco may cost. Yes. Did Dan report the city's insurance company already? Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm going to get back to that Star Press article about, we're going to get that in a second, because tomorrow is the Muncie Redevelopment Commission. We're going to talk about that right here before we end. Just 1 second. My career was IT management. You don't ever share highly sensitive personal information ever. Had I done so, I would have been fired on the spot. Yeah, man. I just silence of the Dans. Timing issues. You're one of my favorite people. I love it. So we're gonna ask all these questions. I've been asking them. I'm hearing that the city of Muncie is going nuts because we're out. They didn't want this to get out this fast. They didn't want this to get out this fast. So we're gonna look
this to get out at all.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is, you're very true. You're very, very true there. They did not want people of Muncie or people anywhere to hear this information. They hoped that they could hide this and to continue their charade. I don't know, man. Sometimes I just have to laugh. Get out this fast. It's been a month. You're kind of guilty of breaching information yourself. Ha ha! Get out of here. No, Border Works news. I did not already cover it. We're gonna go watch that right now. We're gonna go watch. So here's what's coming up. We're almost done here, folks. We're gonna make it an early night because tomorrow is gonna be a long day. We've got the Muncie Redevelopment Commission meeting. I am going to that. Then we've got the rainwater thing live and large and at charge at 7 o'clock, which means I'll be on it at 6 o'clock just to make sure there's no delays. And then we have a live at 9. So tomorrow's going to be a day. But really quickly, we're going to go look at the city of Muncie. And I want you guys to know, the couple times I've talked to Amber here in the last couple days, I've been like, you need to be pushing. You need to be demanding Ridenour put the comments back on the right page. Get it done. Get it done. And now, I mean, it's going to be it's going to be up to the boss man, whatever he decides he wants to do. We'll see. No, Charlize is going to miss the MRC meeting. I'm sad. I'll be there. I will be there. Okay, so timing issue says they're going to stay quiet. There's something going on with the Board of Works. Let's find out what they're talking about at the Board of Works. The Board of Jerks. All right. Let's see if we catch it.
Projected.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the August 14th meeting of the Muncie the Muncie Board of Public Works and Safety.
Did he ingest some helium before he started this?
If you'd like to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, that'd be great. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome to those who are present and those who are virtually joining us. Thank you. If we could have roll call, please. Present.
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 We have been given the minutes for the August 7th meeting. Do we have a motion to approve as presented?
Yes. I move approval of the August 7th
Yes.
as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, any comments or questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. We have been given the Register of Claims to review, and we're going to ask Mr. Craig Wright, City Controller, to come and impart his wisdom on us. How about that?
My department had all their wisdom. Yes. Sent out the claims yesterday afternoon. Really a short list of claims this week. Just really the most notable thing on there is we had several claims that for neighborhood assistance to the ARP. So, and with that, I will open it up to any questions you might have.
Linda?
I did have questions on a couple of line items that we discussed before the meeting. Do you like to talk about the physical exam?
Oh, yes, that is for screenings for the firefighters. And that was, it's for a cancer that normally only firefighters get. And we provide a cancer screening for each firefighter for that.
Hope the results are good for everybody.
Yes. Let's hope.
Is that it, Linda?
That's it.
Okay, Lola?
No.
I just have a quick question. It's just more interest than any. On the neighborhood ARP assistant,
Mhm.
What type of projects happen there? What I mean, and I don't need a specific, just like what types of things happen here. I think it's just good to know.
Yeah, they do. I've heard several things like painting, cleaning up the neighborhoods, beautification.
Signage?
Pardon?
Any signage?
That I don't know.
I know at one time they were looking at
Putting
Gateway
welcome
entries
to-
and-
yeah.
those kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just an interest. That's all. I think that's what the ARP money, when we did get, was to be used for. It's really nice that the neighborhoods would get some. And as long as, and I think the neat thing is the neighborhood associations themselves can find out what their direct needs are and they can
Yeah,
take
it's
So,
specific.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
very good.
How much is left in that?
52,000, but that's getting ready to go. So
Yeah.
they're
So-
winding down.
Winding down. Okay. Do we have any other comments or questions? Good morning, Mr. Jerry Wise.
I didn't even say my name yet.
I'm going to tell you people who you are. The Jerry Wise. Good morning.
Do I need to announce myself?
No, you don't.
Page 4, I didn't find the $27,625 on page 4.
What are you looking for?
That $27,625.
That's what we just, that's what we just talked about. It's at the very bottom.
Oh,
That's for the cancer screenings.
okay. the 12,400 on the same page, 12,469
Yeah, I don't understand that.
for the
Yeah,
flag.
where does he get them?
Well, that's actually for 22 Class A uniforms, dress hats, name bars. That's for the new firefighters.
Okay. Page. It didn't label it. I guess that's all. Well, wait.
Jesus.
That's all I have.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you. Appreciate your interest in the expenditures of the city of
I
Muncie.
appreciate your
Okay,
interest.
any other
Listen to
comments
that.
or questions? Okay. We have a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I move approval of the claims for $415,178.
Second.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All
No,
opposed?
he
Okay,
was,
thank you,
but
Craig.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Office
I'll
of
just
Community
ask him.
Development.
I'll send him a
Contract
message
approval
tomorrow
for
and ask him.
partially home-funded new
415,000.
construction of a single-family home to be sold to a low to moderate income home buyer. Do we have anything on that?
Is anybody here?
Okay, we are going to, we'll table that. We also have the third round of demo bids for 2024 for the Office of Building Commissioner. And we do have somebody here.
Okay, we presented you with the bids, I believe,
Who's
a
that?
month ago. We've reviewed them, analyzed them. We're satisfied that they're compliant. So we recommend you accept the low bids for each house.
Okay.
And we've identified those in the sheet we provided you.
Okay, Steve, would you go over the ones that just the addresses and the who's getting the amount or who's getting the award, please?
Absolutely. Starting at the top, 2120 East Purdue, Schroeder Solutions, and I believe that's 1,000. I didn't bring my glasses.
Yeah, that's why I asked you to
Help me out on the numbers if I miss them. 1842.
Okay.
2417 South Hoyt. 4785 to J.A. Schroeder.
Okay.
Again to J.A. Schroeder, 403 East Willard, $7,830.
Yeah.
301 East North, $8,300, Newsom Construction.
Correct.
611 South Council,
That's Newsom.
J.A. Schroeder, 11,450. No,
No,
I'm
that's
sorry,
Newsom's.
$9,200 to Newsom.
Yes.
3,100 Westwood. We're probably going to hold this, but we want the continuity with it. As you can see in the notes, this property went through tax sale. A tax buyers reached out.
Okay.
This will get them to make a quick decision with what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
1409 South Brotherton,
This is weird.
Schroeder Solutions, $2,618. 125 West 8th Street, J.A. Schroeder at $4,735. 909 West Howard, again, J.A. Schroeder, $6,715. 523 South Proud. Excuse me?
I don't think the 909 Howard was J.A. Schroyer. It looks to me like it's under Schroyer Solutions
It is 63.
I'm sorry.
22.
Yes.
for 6322.
Forgive me again. It's
You're fine.
my glasses.
Oh my God.
Moving on. 523 South Proud. That is J.A. Schroyer at $7,710.
Okay.
1103 West
We've not
First
missed
Street
it yet, have we?
is J.A. Schroyer at $7,000.
I'm all freaking
Again,
out. Wait,
$7,110. 221 South Grant, J.A. Schroyer, $4,800. 1103 North Blaine. We only received 3 bids, but this meets the criteria, so we will award this to Schroyer Solutions, $5,949. 918 West First Street, Schroyer Solutions, $6,912. 1005 North Central Avenue. J.A. Schroyer.
Jesus.
That's
No,
Newsom.
Newsom.
Yeah.
Thank you. Newsom, 5,100. 3309 East 13th Street.
Yes.
J.A. Schroyer, $5,265.
Wait, timing.
2202 South Eaton.
Have we missed it or is it
2918. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
2918 Schroyer Solutions. 500 West Memorial. And that is J.A. Schroyer, $3,785. 111, 113 West 8th.
All right, tell us
Schroyer
what it
Solutions.
is. Damn it. What is it? What did I miss? Tell me what I missed. I got to pause it. Tell me what I missed. I'll keep going while you tell us.
$3,641.
Thank you. Thank you. That's hard when you don't have your glasses.
I have a newfound respect for how well you both handle it when we present these to you. I have an empathy for you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting up
Thank
with
you for putting that on the record. And
I'll bring my glasses next
me,
time.
me too. So, okay. Do we have a motion to approve these demos?
I move approval of the demo bids.
That's true. That happened. And I know because I'm still going over that episode that we did. I just put it, I was putting it up in the audio version this morning, and I just listened to that episode, like the bits and pieces of it, and I remember listening to that. You're exactly right. What? Oh. So they just ask the council for it last month. That's what Burford was up babbling on about. And then the Board of Works just paid it. So the question is it some kind of in run around the council again? And for what reason? Because the council, listen to me. From everything I'm hearing, the council wasn't going to give them any grief about it. The council was going to vote on it. The council was going to let them have it. Matter of fact, if you remember, I'm hearing that there's even people in the council saying, we think that we need to give them more money for overtime because we don't think that's enough. That's enough time. Now, my question is, so it's either that or they're just going ahead and paying for it. And they're like, yeah, because if that's the case, then they're doing it ahead of time. Man, oh man. Well, this is something else for me to find out about. Man, I am so glad you caught that. Because I'll be honest, I heard him. I sat right here and listened to him. I wasn't like sleeping through it. I listened to him talk about it. But I was thinking like, well, I heard it in the meeting and this is just the second time. I didn't even think about it. That is a good catch. Yeah, no rules were suspended. They didn't even ask for that. They weren't like, hey, you guys need to pass this now. They weren't doing any of that. He was up there. He was respectful. He was like, yeah, we can get together and meet. Oh. Wow. All right. Well, let's go on with this. Thank you for that. That's a good little nugget. That's a good little nugget that I'll be looking into tomorrow.
And I'll second.
Okay, do we have any comments or questions? Appreciate your diligence on
Thank
this.
you.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Did you have a question about these? Okay. Hold on, we got some other business we're going to go through, okay? Oh, okay, good. Okay, come on in. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I wasn't aware that we were on the agenda today. We're still pending documents from Habitat for Humanity before we can present that.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
We'll keep it on the schedule then. Next, new business, residential handicap parking space renewal, 1721 West 13th Street.
I don't think we have anybody here for it. But
Yeah, and we don't have to have
No.
somebody here for that, no.
No.
Do we have a motion to approve as presented?
I move approval of the handicap space renewal.
Is there alcohol involved?
Any comments or questions? Okay, good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Wow.
We have a noise exemption authorization for Old School Party for August 24th, rain date September 14th. Okay, state your name and
Good morning. My name is John Beatty.
Woo!
Once again, I'm here. We did this party back in 2021,
And then there was a bunch of shooting.
and then things happened with the back homecoming and stuff like that. So let everything calm down. Got the backing of the city, got the backing of the community. So we're going to go forward with this party. It's going to be an adult party. There won't be any alcohol on my behalf there, but I can't say that people won't bring alcohol on their own. But there will be police officers there. The chief has blessed me with the eye. I call it the eye. It's the camera, the 360 degree. It's going to be on site also. So we got things pretty much covered.
okay. So just to be really clear to anybody who's following and such, we at one time put kind of a hold or a moratorium on noise exemptions or things like that. And
Oh, I hate
what
this.
we are doing is we're just dealing with them as we
Shut
did
up.
one by one, just looking at them, as they come, and they just to make sure things are done properly. And Police Chief Sloan contacted me about this, saying they've got all of these things in, all of their procedures in line. Mr. Beatty's been very cooperative and very wanting to make sure it's done right. And so that's the way to do it. And so plenty of time making sure that everybody's informed, neighbors have been informed, things
Right.
like that. There is a way to do it correctly. And so I really want to appreciate you doing it correctly, because
Thank
there is a right way to do it. So,
Thank you.
okay, any other, does
Timing
that
issue.
suffice? Okay. Any other, do we have a motion to approve?
I move approval of the noise exemption for August 24th.
Second.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And John, we'll have paperwork for you just
Yep.
afterwards. We'll sign, okay?
Thank you.
very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you for being here. Okay, and our final order of business today, street closure application for the Muncie Bridge Dinner, September 19th. I was just thinking of that. I drove over the Washington Street Bridge yesterday. I said, I think it's about time.
I think we should have a party here.
I think it's time for me to eat dinner on a bridge. I think it's time for me to jump off a bridge.
That is correct. Cheryl Crowder, Muncie Downtown Development, this morning here on behalf of Muncie Action Plan. And we are requesting a street closing from 3 p.m. to, I think, 8 p.m. after cleanup for the Muncie Bridge Dinner.
Is she slurring her words?
And did I put a rain date on there?
No.
Don't see one.
Closing from 3 p.m. Development. Pretty here. That is correct. Cheryl Crowder, Muncie Downtown Development, this morning here on behalf of Muncie Action Plan. And we are requesting a street closing from 3 p.m.
She's slurring.
to, I think, 8 p.m. after cleanup for the Muncie Bridge Dinner. And did I put a rain date on there?
No.
Don't see one.
Could I add the next Thursday? So that'd be September.
She didn't used to
25th,
my knowledge. I've known her
as the
for a
rain
long
date.
time.
I apologize for that.
I don't recall her having a lisp.
Okay, great. Thank you, Cheryl.
You might notify the police and fire chief that you did,
I will do that.
just so that they're aware
Right.
of it.
Okay, do we have a motion, please?
Yeah, I move approval of the September 19th Muncie Bridge dinner.
Hey, what's our bet?
Now I
Now,
will second.
none of you
Any
assholes
comments or
that know the
questions?
answer talk. How many people think at the end of this meeting he's going to go boom, boom, and hit the desk twice? I guess it could be dentures. That could be denture problems. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Yes, sir.
The bridge dinner itself starts at 5:30.
Ooh.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
The bridge
We'll have
dinner's kinda
paperwork
cool.
here. Just letting people know ahead of time too, we don't have it worked out, but the September 11th date of the Muncie Board of Works on that Wednesday morning will probably have to be changed because 2 of us will be gone that day. And so there'll be more to say, but just remember that that day won't be. Linda?
There will be more to
Yes, I think we
say.
ought to put in the record that this request was withdrawn.
Okay, there was a street closure application for Storewood Neighborhood Association for August 22nd. That was withdrawn just because the area wasn't ready for this to happen yet. So thank you, Linda.
Go
Okay,
figure.
any other business? Any other comments or questions? Okay, we'll have a great day. Meeting adjourned.
What a tool. What a loser. Why do I do this? I'm just going to continue doing it. So that was that. I just, whatever. Those people. I got to find out, man. I'm all kinds of screwed up over that, a firefighter deal. I'm going to find out what the hell's going on, man. That's crazy. I'm really pissy about that. We'll have to look into that. Well, in other news, I do want to say just briefly that I am going to the Muncie Redevelopment Commission meeting tomorrow in just a few hours, 12 some hours, 11 some hours from now. Star Press today released an article in today's paper. It says redevelopment at former Southway Plaza stalls. No way! As city redirects money from project. Yeah. You don't say. You don't say. You know? I'm not going to give him a hard time because I know he's retired. But he wasn't retired. Like, he could have wrote this back when he wasn't retired. Pin a cuff. What's this thing? See that? It has been about 8 months since work redeveloping the former Southway Plaza Shopping Center. It has been about 8 months since work redeveloping the former Southway Plaza Shopping Center into markets of Madison near Madison and Walnut Streets ended abruptly. No, it's been longer than that. Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour says he doesn't know when work by the property owner might resume. But city officials are now looking to spend money that had been earmarked for the markets on Madison elsewhere on the south side. In spring of 2022, Ridenour announced that Brick Red Systems, a software and IT consulting firm based in Redmond, Washington, had purchased Southway with plans to open a satellite office as well as bringing retail, restaurants, people, a werewolf, and all kinds of things to the long struggling shopping center. The work would also include a creation of a park with a pond on what was large parking lot. The city agreed to remove asphalt from the southern end of the lot, made everything look so stupid. But after the initial work started, including the city's work on the parking lot, other construction by developer Pancake Monrihu, director of Brick Red, stopped. Pancake apparently said, I'm not moving there. Ridenour said the economy for the tech industry has changed. What does that mean? The economy for the tech industry has changed. What does Ridenour know? Where did he get that information? Who told him that? Is that true? I don't know. Maybe it's true. I don't know. But why? I mean, that's weird. Doesn't seem what would change with it, which might have caused the development to halt. He is full of shit. He knows that was a joke. He knows it was a joke. This is just like Michael's place, man. Ridenour, you got to cut through that Ridenour-Noise. But he said the development was a private project and the city wasn't going to invest any more money in the effort without Brick Red investing more. Great. How much have we wasted, you bad word? Man, I could get so mad I could flip things.
Okay, so you were asking, and I looked, Forbes article from June 20th, 2024. The tech industry is growing much faster than average when compared to all occupations nationwide. While computer occupations...
Go on, keep going.
While computer occupations will see a 14.2 job growth, I opened it and then I lost my spot.
Can you send me that article? I'm going to take that to the Redevelopment Commission.
Can.
I'm going to take that to the Redevelopment Commission tomorrow.
Yeah. Fastest growing tech careers, information security analysts. Oh, what a surprising development. We'll see 16,800 annual jobs. These fields are entry-level jobs. Just completely insane. Fastest growing security jobs are information security analysts growing 32%, software developers projected growth 25%, computer and information research scientists projected 23% growth. I'm not sure what the fuck he's talking about.
Dan is an idiot. Bring back the Kmart slide, dude. I would do that in a minute. He could throw every bit of money the city had on that. I'd be down with that. I would do it. Do it to it. They told us what they intended to do, Ridenour said. They have to start doing it. I feel like that's Ridenour's mantra in life. Well, Michael's place told me what they intended to start doing. About 50 jobs were expected to be created by the markets. In July, Muncie Redevelopment Commission Director Jeff Howell, a Ridenour puppet, a Muppet, suggested the commission provide up to $200,000 in the money that had been set aside for the development of markets on Madison to help pave the parking lot for Coop Lawn and Landscape in Coop Trucking. We've had delays, Hal said, Hal of Southway. I don't know when that will start. Garrett Cooper, owner of the landscape and trucking company, was at the Redevelopment Commission meeting seeking help for his business location at 2801 South Cowan Road. And I tell you, I drove out by there today, and that is a sexy building that he's got, man. He is doing everything right. And I really hope that we get our heads out of our collective ass in the city and the county, and we help that young man. Because that dude is doing it. Do it to it. I am proud of him. I don't even know him. Zoning regulations require a paved lot rather than a gravel one, which currently is in place. Cooper has not yet sought a variance to rule at Muncie, Delaware County, sought a variance to the rule. What is this? Cooper has not yet sought a variance to the rule at the Muncie Delaware County Plan Commission. To the rule. There are going to be semis and dump trucks going in and out every day, Cooper told the Redevelopment Commission. Vehicles carrying gravel onto asphalt roads break down the roads, which is why zoning regulations are in place for paved lots. Cooper has also asked the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission for help, and he was directed to them to see what the city would do. And that's when they start kicking the can down the road and doing all that thing. Howell said that Cooper has invested $1.2 million in the landscape and trucking business, and like Markets on Madison, his business is located on an artery leading into downtown Muncie. But unlike Markets on Madison, he's a real live person doing a real live thing, and we can real live see him, and he's real live improving the area that he's at every day. That's the difference. Cooper told the commission that ideally the county would provide $100,000 and the city could provide $100,000 to pave the lot. That depends upon what you guys could all agree on, he said. I love it. Andrew Dale, a commission member, suggested that Cooper seek a variance regarding the gravel lot, and Shireen Wegley said she needed more information regarding the cost and what the county's willing to do about the lot, because Wagley is okay about taking money and putting her hand in the till and doing all of that and giving to everybody else. Just she's not going to help somebody that, doesn't somehow connect to her, doesn't have something to do with her position in the city government, or doesn't somehow connect, directly to her. Yeah, that's the difference. We all know that there's been criticism of Southway Plaza, good or bad, whether you agree with it or not, said Isaac Miller, president of the Redevelopment Commission. There have been delays, and this is a method in which we can hold that developer accountable to an extent and also still invest in the south side of Muncie. Dale said that the Ridenour administration keeps going after low-hanging fruit in its economic development plans, which leads to situations like the Markets on Madison, in which projects are rolled out with great fanfare and then fall away. I don't say going after low-hanging fruit. I say the fruit has fell off the tree. It's rotted. The horse has stepped on it. There's some dog shit next to it. And that's the fruit that Ridenour is going after. He said the city needs strategic planning for its development, making it proactive rather than simply reactive. Whoa! Didn't we talk about that tonight in our main show? Proactive rather than reactive? Interesting. Whether an idea for a developer might offer to the city. I'd rather be proactive, he said, and make sure developers are properly vetted. That's right. He went on to say that though entrepreneurs asking for help might be nice people, he's personally against the city paying for paving parking lots for local businesses, saying he is unsure how many jobs could be created by such projects. That's the only thing I kind of disagree with him on there, but it is what it is. So that is that. I'm going to that meeting. It's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. I will talk about this deal with Markets on Madison. I will bring up the article that Kate was just reading to us. I am also going on the record to ask the Redevelopment Commission if they can work a little bit better together in a cohesive group. They always seem so naggy and negative. And specifically, I'm going to ask Isaac on the record why he always has to be so rude. I just can't deal with it any longer. So we're gonna find out how he likes answering questions, and we'll get to the bottom of his just constant rudeness. It makes me irate. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. All right, folks. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you as always. I do want to say a big shout out to Dale Basham, 226 days with no correspondence. Dale, you're a complete tool. It's just horrible. Absolutely horrible. Wednesday, August 14th, 2024, 226 days without correspondence from an elected official from an elected city councilor that is a representative, a person that is supposed to be of the people, a person that is supposed to be the representative body, a person that is supposed to be someone that is of the legislative body that should be able to comment back and forth with people getting information. He just refuses to communicate with me and lots of other people. It's not just me. I'm not doing this for just myself. I'm doing this for several other people as well. 226 days without correspondence from an elected council member is beyond out of control, and he needs to resign for that fact alone, plus the millions of other things that we could have him resign for. So keep that in mind. That is what it is. I don't send him a question mark every day, but I do often send him like a specific question or a comment or something like that. So yeah, I do message him and or email him or whatever. And maybe not every day, but I do send him periodically and enough that, you know, if I send it today, if he doesn't respond today, he should respond tomorrow. And so the fact that he doesn't respond today or tomorrow, it all still counts. And it's crazy. And like I said, I know I'm not the only one that he's doing this to. He does this to a lot more people. So it's crazy. Hey, before we leave, ladies and gentlemen, if you could hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. You're awesome. Remember, folks, tomorrow, do not be late. We're going to be here at an early time at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow with Don Rainwater. We're going to get all of his great wisdom and hear what he's got to say. Cannot wait to go live with him and hear what he's going to be talking about, what all the great questions are. It's going to be fantastic. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Have a wonderful tomorrow. We will see you here bright and early at 7 p.m. for the Rainwater Town Hall. We will then be live on a different link at a different episode 263 at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. So be on the lookout for that. You guys have a great night, a good tomorrow, and we will see you later. Good night. You know,